A big thanks to VW Mastercars Hatfield for staying with us on the journey in 2023 so far, as well as Farm Jam Hare Scramble Championship, the Franchise Co, Troy Lee Designs, Rubine Racing, and EEP Fuel Supplies getting us out there to the events. Thanks guys, we couldn't do Hollywood without you. Hey there Hollywood Hills fans, and welcome to this week's show. So yeah, we took last week off, but we didn't really. What we were doing was smashing the keyboards and getting ready to deliver this week's show, which is all about the Forge Racing Championship, their penultimate round of the series. They went back to the first venue from this year, which was Aston Lake, and unfortunately still a dust bowl race. We got a little sprinkling of rain just before the event, but unfortunately it did dry out and become a little bit dusty, but it's still a rock and roll cool event as they're closing on the end of their inaugural championship in 2023. This is what went down at the lake. The fourth round of the Forge Racing Championship takes us back to where it all started at the beginning of 2023, Aston Lake. All right, it's the next round of Forge Racing. We're back at Aston Lake. Dude, we got the rains just in time.
Yeah, no, so the rain came at a perfect time. No mud, but it cleared the dust, luckily. Everything is perfect. I went home early last night, no issues. We had time to finish up everything. Everything was done up until by 8. We're done up everything. I'm glad for the entries. We got great numbers. Last time I checked was 190 without the late entries. So it's really, really, really good. We're picking up. We've got a lot of new oaks, which is a good thing. So everybody's coming and testing and trying. So I'm sure next year will be enormous.
Let's chat to the dudes before the morning session.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I think the track is going to be tough and twisty a lot, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We wanted to do this as training for Gxcc and Nationals, but it's actually fun, so I think we're going to do the sports racing more. I just want to say thank you to Andrew at Roost and Just One and the Roost again.
Yeah, it looks very dusty though, but the rain came down, so I think the most dust is away. So the model doesn't look that bad, but we'll see after a lot of laps. But yeah, half an hour less. So yeah, I'm pumped up. Yeah, I need to win those the last 2 races. And Derek has to come second at the last 2 races, then I will be winning the championship, but yeah.
Yes, no, I've been following it for the last year. Not actually, this is my first Forge race. But yeah, no, I can see it's growing, and I'm actually happy because, especially with 44 gone now and all that stuff, we need more, how can I say, fun races for guys to build a sport. But yeah, really happy to be here. Exactly. We all used to just going around a park and stuff like that, but you know, your best seat time is actually in a race. So no, really happy. But seat time, the gap between Gxcc from the last one is massive. So yeah, this will just definitely help me. Yeah, no, definitely. The team has been growing. I can see like everybody's here, especially with the two-wheeler guys as well. So no, I think everybody's going to enjoy it today. I'm actually happy. It rained a little bit, so the dust is going to be down. But I'm looking forward to the track. You know, I heard a lot of stories about the Forge, how they put the track out and the markers and stuff. So it's safe out there, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, it's been a while. We've been on a bit of a long break, so dust off a few cobwebs and get things out. But yeah, nice to come out here again. Nice day. Not too much wind at the moment. Hopefully it picks up a little bit just now, but there's been a bit of rain, so you know, hopefully the dust won't be too much of an issue. No, look, you know, as much as I don't like the dust, I'm also not so sure I like the mud. But you know what, it's a little piece, and it's give the spectators something to look at. So also not the end of the world. I got some good stuff to clean my bike with, so it's all good. Dirtner's going to do its job tomorrow. Yeah, look, it is. You know, I suppose the guys were quite generous they did quite a generous thing. They moved their race date to before the Gxcc. So I suppose it gives everybody an opportunity to come out and have a run before Gxcc. Yeah, and the numbers are fantastic today. I'm not sure exactly what the numbers are, but I know that they're really good.
Let's bring them to the line then, starting things out with a modest entry for the Q1s, where it would be all about Tinas Kotze trying to run the numbers on the big 450. Tinas has been a bit of a revelation this season after stepping off the big bike and onto the little bike. He's a big dude, so he stretches the cable all day long. He would see clear air until the big chase down came from the Q2s. Sean Kutzer would get the cheese and get the whole shot on his KTM, but Hannes Simon on the Screaming Banshee was here to see what he could do. Hannes was going to have fun testing a new engine on Old Smoky. For the seniors and masters, no big surprise to see flying Brian Hurd getting the job done. And the seniors and masters on the quads gave us our best four-wheel entry of the morning session. Brian would unfortunately have problems on his machine and drop further down, leaving the gate open. With some new faces and names to get the job done. A couple of ladies going off the gate on the quads. It was Gnarly Carly Simon, who on the day would be going after the inaugural Iron Woman Championship. In other words, trying to win out on the quads and the motorcycles in the afternoon. Then onto the juniors. They would be going out on a super fast track as well. Lucas van der Merwe and Hanyu de Kock were bagging bars early on the 85 Pro gate until they went and found the mud bog. Nothing too bad. Kids figuring out the left-hand side was the sweet spot. Those were the kids that would give us the fastest times of the morning session. 85 juniors, Xavier Pinar got an incredible jump off the gate. He would eventually get closed down by Gravity Racing's very own Swanee Cianpont. Good numbers coming in for the 85 Pro and 85 juniors. On the 65cc gate, no big surprise to see the whole shot machine that is John-Luc van der Westhuizen getting the job done. But he had Zack Attack Stubbs and Derek Milan for close company. Those would be the pinners of the morning session. They would actually close things down on a lot of the junior 85s as well. On the 50cc gate, Ian van Rensburg for SVR Racing got the cheese, got the whole shot, and would run and tag the back wheel of some of the slower 65cc races. Van Rensburg in his first full season of cross-country hare scramble championship riding. With all the juniors and the quaddies out there, we talk about the loops, starting out with the juniors. Morning session all about the juniors and the quads. Let's start on the juniors. I saw a couple of kids itching and twitching.
Yes.
Tell me what the loop's like for them.
Okay, so we got a 10k loop for them. Also starting with the seniors, running about a half a k with them. Obviously got the whole shot through the mud. Already organized the guys with the photos there by the bucky. So yeah, whole shot through the mud. Everything marked spot on, perfectly. Nothing serious, but yeah, fresh 10Ks, so it's not bad.
Absolutely mint track for the kids. A little bit of wide open stuff, but when they came closer to the pits, it was nice and technical and twisty. Very cool for the kids to get involved on their braking and their turning. So one of the tracks that's going to go down as a nice test for all the riders. On the 50cc gate, Haley DeToy getting it done with a number 6 ride. With Arizona, Daniil. The Daniils, big supporters of the Forge Racing Championship. So Arizona getting a number 5 ride. Shane Nienauber Jr. likes it a little bit more faster and wide open, so the technical sections of the track were slowing him down, keeping him off the box, dropping him down to a number 4 ride. Sebastian Nell and Evan Schultz, these guys do a lot of racing and training together, pitting out at the same pits with Spherical Logistics. They were joined at the hip almost the whole way through the morning session once again. Now walking away with a number 3 spot. Schultz walking away with a number 2. Such a fun track. We expect to see a lot of kids coming out here to turn some practice laps. Ian van Rensburg though hammered the nail, putting something like 20 minutes into his closest rivals. So he was on an absolute burner, taking the win on the 50s. On the 65cc gate, gave us some strong numbers. Top 10 getting the big cheese. Johannes Albertus getting it done to a number 10 ride, with Rekard Koos taking it to a number 9. Some of the less experienced 65cc racers were going out there with marshals and chaperones, making sure that all was good. There was nothing super tech for the kids to deal with, but it's always nice to have a helping hand out there there were so many Forge Racing marshals also on the loop to make sure the kids were good. Carver Godrich from just down the road, he did a good ride into a number 8. Also a kid that's starting to come good and figure things out on all the courses that we race around the region. He was just off the back wheel of Julian Vandenberg with DC Daniel breaking it inside of the top 6. Cool kid DC, nice to catch him up sometimes. Get to have a chat with him out there in the pits. Alonso Ashadina is starting to bring the pace as we close in on the end of the championship challenge. Number 5 ride for him. We'll see him move up the championship order as we head to the final round of Forge. Zack Attack Stubbs came herring out of the gates. He was running inside of the top 3 in the early part of the day and then just dropped off the numbers down to a number 4. Stubby though, shining lights and potentially a top 3 runner in the championship for next year when a couple of the runners who are chasing championship glory this year move on up into the 85s. Low Lombard, very unassuming rider, lets his riding do the talking, gets the job done and rocked his way up into a number 3 ride. John-Luc van der Westhuizen, after getting the cheese, looks like he got closed down in the last couple of laps. Remember, these kids were out there for an eye-watering 7 dizzying laps of riding. John-Luc had it all his own way, but did get closed down by Jay Eels, who turned in the fastest 2 laps of the late race to eventually make the pass and see the flag. Eels gets a rock and roll run going with the win at the penultimate round of Forge Racing. For the 85cc's that gave us the biggest entries of the day throughout the junior and the pro gates, Brent Krief, he came good with a number 10 ride. Didn't stay on the lead lap though, dropping down to a number 6 lap count. So had some problems on the day. The heat was unreal towards the end of the junior lap. Heinrich Jans van Rensburg getting picked up by Gravity Racing, bringing it home for a number 9 ride, with Logan Loebscher climbing the ladder up to a number 8. This was such a good track for the kids to learn technical braking and accelerating and to figure out how to get the best out of themselves and their machines. Sprint laps for a 10K. Xavier Pinar, who got an incredible gate, eventually dropped down to a number 7 ride, with Caleb Sneyman climbing the ladder up to a number 6. A little bit of rain coming into the event, maybe 3 days before the event, did keep the early dust down, but at least in the tech zones there was no dust hanging, and it made sure that vision was good for the kids. Jean Agostini up to a number 5, with Dylan Baldock getting inside a number 4 himself. Damien Talliard were joined at the hip, clearly running similar riding styles and similar pace. But eventually there has to be one kid higher. Baldock dropping down to number 4. Talliard confirming his position on the box with number 3. Both those kids rocking inside a number 7 lap count as well. Charging up the order. Chris Hamster Jr. in what looks like one of his final seasons on the 85s gets a number 2 ride going. 7 laps counted for him. VW Masterclass kid who in the afternoon session would step onto the 250 4-stroke for the first time. He rolled out, allowed himself a little bit of breathing space. That meant Twane Tienpont for Gravity Racing got another win going. Put the hurt on the boys. No call whether she's going to move up to the Pro 85s for next year, but right now taking another win on the juniors. 85 pros that gave us the fastest little dudes out there in the morning session on the 10K. Jaden Els, former 65cc champion a couple of seasons back, starting to figure out how to get the best out of the 85s. 7th place for him was Matthias Tienpont up the road in a number 6. Hanyu de Kock, who was dicing it out in the early stages of the race, but faded a little bit further back than he wanted to be, eventually finishing at number 5. Up the road from him, Dylan Besadenhout taking some good points with a number 4 ride and staying on the lead lap. That was 8 laps counted for the top 5 runners inside of the pro gate. Jim Skippers didn't get the gate that he wanted, so got stuck in a little bit of dust in the high-speed section. Couldn't close in on the top two. But eventually made third place his own as he stretched his legs away from the chasing pack. Dudes that were dicing it out for the fastest laps and the race win in the morning session. Dricus van der Merwe, the big kid, power to weight ratio is always going to be against him as he dwarfs the 85cc VW Mastercars entry. Second place for him. He had to bow down to the lighter and faster rider on the day, which is the famous 400 riding out of Roost KTM, Franco Free. Free looking to move up into the Pro 125s for next year, trying to get as much race pace under his belt as he can. Aston Lake, the morning session in the juniors, was dominated by Franco. After the race, we chatted to a couple of the dudes. Famous 400, tell me about that track layout, dude.
Yes, it was 6 gearpin the whole time. There was some rocky sections, but it wasn't too bad. There was one double jump. The whole race I struggled to clear it. This last lap I decided to give it and then I doubled it. Yes, it was really fun.
Tell me about the competition out there, because you and Dricus, you were tight today.
Yes, we were on the first 2 laps we battled the whole time, and on the third lap, on one of the straights I made a really big gap on him, and then that was it.
On the Forge Championships, this has got to be my favorite track so far.
Yeah, for me too. Of all the tracks I've ever ridden in my life, this is my favorite one.
Dricus, tell me about the morning session and that dice with Franco.
Yeah, it was like the track was very fast and stuff, but I had a big disadvantage with our sprocketing because we thought it was going to be a tight and twisty race, but it was fast.
Tell me about that double. Franco was just telling me there's a lacquer double out there.
Yeah, I didn't really focus on that stuff. Just try to catch him and stay out of the dust most of the time.
Okay, and we're seeing him this afternoon or what? What are you on?
Getting on my dad's 450 in the 001 again.
Twane, looked like the Aston Lake track suited your style. Tell me about it.
Dit was baie lekker. Die baan was awesome, mooi gemerk. Daar's 'n paar stukkies wat baie klippe gehad het, maar dit was awesome.
Not a good gate for you, so you kind of got stuck in the dust a little bit.
Yeah, my bike stalled a little bit, so didn't get the start that I wanted.
We like you chirping the boys, so what do you got to say to them, because you're coming, eh?
Yeah, I'm trying to catch the 85 Pro there. Yeah, trying to kick the ass again, and yeah.
JL, tell me about the race and how the track layout suited you.
Yeah, this mine hole here, that was really lekker, but the dust was crazy. I had a big gap, but I saw Jared's bike broke. It was a lucky day, but the dust was just crazy.
What's on the cards? You feeling good about a couple of weeks' time going into the final couple of rounds of Gxcc's?
Yeah, I'm actually nervous because I have to beat Gea, but yeah, it's getting a bit crazy there.
It was very dusty, and this last lap, John Luke passed me and Low, but John Luke fell, then I passed him, and then Low fell, and then I passed him, and then I was in front of them, but then my back wheel hit the rock, and so it flew out and I fell, and it was very bumpy actually, the track, but there was, for me, too much straights. I like more the farm jam stuff. It was very fun.
Ian, the morning session done. Tell me about the track and how your race went.
It went very well. It was a bit thick and there was a lot of dust, and it's a bit rocky and a lot of sand, and the mud section was very nice.
Very nice indeed. Let's check out the numbers that were very nice indeed as well. 85cc pros, Franco Free getting the win over Van der Merwe and Skippers, with Besaidnout just out of the big numbers in a number 4. 85 juniors, Twane Tiampont puts the hurt on the boys once again, with Chris Harmser Jr. in a number 2 spot and Talliard in a number 3. 65cc's Jean-Luc van der Westhuizen has to take a number 2 spot this time around, as Jay Eels came on strong towards the end, with Lombard and Stubbs making up the 3s and 4s, and Ian van Rensburg gets another win streak going, putting a lap into Eben Scholz and Sebastian Nel for the win in the 50s. That's the juniors. Let's see what is in store for our quaddies. And then for the quads, they're going to open up the main loop. I'm hearing 32 Ks?
Yeah, we measured it yesterday, I think 29.5 or 30.5. So also going through the mud, a little bit more hefty mud, but yeah, that's why the bucky is there, to pull them out if they get stuck. So running through there, running with the juniors, then got a small wood section, then they got mealie lands. We gave them some plowed mealie lands, then open straights. We put them through actually where the dam's water is coming from is dry. So we run them through there, and usually you can't do that. So we put them through there, coming back to the farmhouse side, nice straight, got some ruts and stuff, everything marked. And then it's back mealie lands, a little bit of flowing next to a river. And then they come back this side, and then it's the wood section.
Yeah.
So these guys are gonna pin it and chase each other, and when they get here, they're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
And that hopefully is gonna slow them down.
Okay.
So it's tight, twisty. We've got a nice rock section. So we'll be having somebody there for the quads to help them out if they get stuck, and same with the two-wheelers. So we'll nurse them, and if you see they come right, we'll upload them.
Going to be a cool course for the quads to go out and do some learning. It started out nice and wide open, and it ends nice and technical. Anna Joost, unfortunately, only completing 1 lap of the race. Sorry about that, Anna. We didn't get any shots of you. With Madison Tennille in the number 2 spot, and Gnarly Carly Simon not only dominating the ladies category, but throwing in the 3rd fastest lap time of the day, and also taking 3rd overall on the day. On a burner once again, 2023, her comeback season. That meant that Carly made the pass on just about, in fact, every single one of the seniors and masters on the quads. Eugene Bierman, who's a nice busy boy, racing out of the Gxcc EMD squad alongside Gnarly Carly, walking away with a number 7 ride, with Johan Niemand getting it up inside of a top 6. Once again, showing us that the quad seniors and masters gave us the biggest entry of the day. Davy de Vet, also for Gxcc EMD, getting it done inside of number 5. Great to see these guys coming out and showing some love to the Forge Racing Championship. Of course, as Anton said, positioned very nicely just 2 weeks before the next round of the Gxcc Club and Regionals. Flying Brian Herbst unfortunately had some issues on quad number 1 in the morning session, but still managed to recoup and recover to finish a top 4 to keep his championship hopes alive, to try and walk away with a Forge Championship as well as a Gxcc. Mario Buerta, who is in his comeback season, has shown incredible form throughout the season as well. Takes the LTR 450 once again to a podium with a 3rd place. Very comfortable ride. The fitness is definitely coming on. Vickers Pretorius was showing his style and making his big machine work nicely in the tech zones. So fun to see some of the older Kawasaki's still rocking and rolling out there. 2nd place gives Vickers Pretorius his best ever Forge Racing Championship finish. And then Francois Smallberger came into the season learning about the Honda machine. Got this thing dialed in now and walks away with yet another win. That'll see him running off the front in the championship for the quad seniors and masters. He also looked like he walked away with the top 5 in the overalls at the end of the event. A modest entry coming in for our Q2s. Kelvin Jens van Vuren was a no-show on the day, meaning that Sean Kutzer, our whole shot superstar for Gravity Racing on the KTM, dropped down just 1 position to eventually finish a number 2 spot. But up the road, taking the win in the Q2s for Gxcc EMD Racing on the Screaming Banshee after just doing a new engine fit. Anna Simon hammered the nail, made the passes on the Q1s early on, and ran off the front to take the category win in Q2s and the overall win on the day. Up the road from him and the guys that he had to make the passes on lap number 1 and 2, Gxcc taking the jean pants out to a number 4 right, with Craig Anthony up the road from him in a number 3 spot. Michael Nolte rocking in the Forge Racing colours out at this event, showing what he could do on his Yamaha machine. Second place for him, and he had a fun time of riding and racing out there. High attrition rate with a lot of the quads overheating in some of the slow tech zones. But it was Gxcc for Gravity Racing, who ran good numbers all day long, putting in some big work on the 450 Honda. He took a second place in the overalls, but a first place in category to dominate the quads.
Tinus, good dice this morning?
Oh man, yes, that was good. I think for first 3 laps it was me and Ines just snaking every time the same spot he comes past me. But yeah, it was great, hard work, and with the track itself, good training for Gxcc.
Yeah,
really impressed.
2.5 hour sprint race, but no rest, eh?
No, it's like in out. But yeah, it was good.
All right, Hannes, out at Aston Lake, fun little track for you, hey?
Guys, what a fun day. Awesome route, very well marked. Myself and Tinus had a lucky dice this whole morning. Left him after refuel, didn't see him again. But yeah, it's still winter, the dust is hanging.
Banshee singing nicely?
Yeah, it's my new motor that I've built, and luckily it didn't break. Look, I love the old 2-strokes, it's just fun to ride.
Gnarly, fun track for you, and looks like you climbed into the top 3 as well.
It was an awesome track, something different to try. Shorter track than we used to, but it's good practice.
Yeah, sprint lap racing, eh?
Sprint lap racing, yes. I kind of enjoy it, then you're not that far away from the pit.
Tell me about the forest there. I was worried about you guys. A bit tight.
It was very tight. There was some close calls, and with the race bikes we don't have reverse on them, so you have to navigate quite well.
I heard you might be going out on the bikes this afternoon as well.
Yes, I'm going to see what I can be able to do.
Q1's all about Gxcc getting the win over Michael Nolte. The rest of the guys just falling by the wayside in the hot conditions. Hannes Simon beating out on Sean Kutzer for the Q2s, and then Francois Smallberger beating out on Pretorius Buerta and Herbst in the seniors. Nolly Carly hammering the nail on the ladies. That was our quads and our juniors from the morning session. We hold our breath and get ready for the bikes that went out in the afternoon. For the afternoon session then, the quads had opened up and also ripped up the track. So it was going to be a little bit hot and dusty for the motorcycles as they went out to give us our biggest entry of the day out at Aston Lake, round 4 of the Forge Racing Championship.
Monia, Forge Racing, how are you feeling about this one?
Positive. I'm excited. Yeah.
The kind of track layout, it looks like it's going to be a fast one. The quads are doing 25-minute laps, so you pinned.
Yeah, I think this race is going to be a good one. I'm pretty excited for it. But yeah.
Oh, the happy couple. So how was Matric dance, Nicole?
Dit was baie lekker geweest. Amper burn-outs gedoen al voor die red carpet.
It's funny, eh? So you guys committed. You loaded the truck and yeah, you're here racing straight away. Big Dog, what about you, man? You're looking for this championship, eh?
Yeah, no, I'm quite keen on it. I see Trevelyan that's laying in second's not here today. I'm not sure, maybe he's surprising me and still entering today. But yeah, I see that it's a big class today, so yeah, we're going to still give it our all today and see how we can come out today.
Carl, you couldn't have partied too hard last night, so is the party tonight then?
Maybe, we'll see.
All right, boys, we're out at Forge. Tell me what you got in store for us this afternoon.
I think it's going to be a fun day. Hopefully it's not a lot of tights and twisties and a little bit open, and that way we can maybe get the whole shot and try push from there.
Big Dog, I see you finally got your arm back.
Yeah, 100%, recovered well. Yeah, looking forward to the race today. Hopefully it's a nice long track shifting to the gearbox, and yeah, get up to those speeds.
Yo, Cheeseburger, making the big move up. Tell me about the new dog.
Yeah, no, I've decided I'm done with the 250s. I'm going to try the 450 class next year. So I'm here today with the 450 to try it out, see what happens, see how it handles and all that. Yeah, I'm excited.
Did you line up at this race at the beginning of the year? Remember this track?
No, I didn't. This is my first Forge race for the year. I took some time off work to come and do the Forge. So yeah, I'll see what happens today.
There's some big dogs on your gates, eh?
Yeah, I saw John Buerta and all those guys are here, so I'm gonna see what happens.
Alru, a little bit more famous for your videos and your rock hopping. Now you're going to click gears today.
Yeah, it's not really my style, but excited to see what's out there.
But you're good on the big bikes, and yeah, you're a big guy now.
Yeah. Grown a lot from the past few years. So yeah, excited, eh?
But there's a couple of familiar faces on the gate with you, so your dudes are out there, so you're bang bars.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey Stubby, gonna click some gears today.
I'm so happy to be here. I mean, I loved the last one. Hopefully this time I don't run out of fuel. Because last K on the last forge, I had to push my bike anyway.
I remember that one.
It was horrible.
Yeah, listen, it's pretty wide open at the back, and then at the end of the loop, it's kind of your zone.
Yeah.
You walk it there?
Pardon?
Did you walk the loop there?
I haven't walked that, but I've seen like the first 2-3 Ks.
Yeah.
It's the wide open riding. Also my kind of style, but yeah, we'll see how today goes.
We haven't seen you put too much miles on this wagon, so you're getting comfy on it?
Not too much, but yeah, I'm loving it. It's just an absolute machine.
Bang bang, back at it, eh?
Yeah, back at it. Super excited, man. Geez, it's been a long time.
This is a good zone for you, one of your old practice tracks as well.
Yeah,
eh?
we used to do art rides here all the time, so I know it's going to be dusty and a bit rocky today, but it should be good.
Tell me about the bike that you've swung a leg on now.
So it's 2024 KTM 350. Just going to try our best, man, see how it goes.
You used to have all the factory stuff hanging off this. It's looking a bit stock.
Yeah, just a bit stock, but we'll get there.
Tell me about the guys that you've seen on the start line. Obviously, yeah, they've got a little bit more mileage on them this year.
Yeah, definitely John Bertie is definitely a key player in Brendan Kotza. Those are probably the two top runners today. We haven't ridden in 3 years, so it should be good. We're just coming out just to have some fun and support the sport.
Johnny B, you got something to live up to now after hammering the nail at last forge?
Yeah, I'm going to try and get overall again today, but yeah, just to go out there and have some fun.
Hearing about everyone wanting to line up today because, yeah, 2 weeks until the Gxcc, so we need to get loose.
Yeah, I haven't, I can't remember when the last Gxcc was, so yeah, and I'm looking forward to do another one on the 450, so it's going to be interesting.
We know you've got a sweet setup, but you're still developing the bike for your style. Coming out of Bloem, do you learn anything more?
No, not much. I think I figured it out at the Bloem National, and I'm happy with my setup.
Okay, on the gates then. OR Pro category. These would be the guys that would see clear air for at least one lap. And whole shot racing was what it was all about. After being out of racing for a long time, Brendan Bam Bam Rush fired the Roost KTM out front and got the cheese. He would unfortunately take a big dive though later on lap number 1. We wouldn't see too much more of him. In the OR1 category, Veddies, that's Vernon Ordeer for the Vans Racing Husky squad. He got the cheese and saw the mud first and chased up to the back wheel of the pro category riders. In the OR2s, Jerome Stubbs, who likes things a little bit slower and more tech, but he likes to stretch the cable as well. He saw the mud first and almost tasted it, but held on to it as he got loose coming out of the bog. In the OR3s, it was going to be interesting to see what that's Nathan Godrich and Jean-Dre Bosch could do. Those are the guys to watch out for in the championship. The crowd were loving the whole shot feature that was the mud bog. For the seniors category, fast dudes to watch out for. Yanni Potkira, he got the cheese and would run off front and set some eye-wateringly fast lap times in the morning session. For the Masters men's race, Charles Van Roy has been a revelation, making the switch across from motocross into cross-country. He didn't get the whole shot, but he would see clear air early on as he ran some good numbers. Nicole Duplessis saw clear air until the mud bog, where she got absolutely swamped by Gabby Fotheringham. A face full of roost, nice and early. Nicole would eventually make the pass though and run some good numbers. And then on the 85cc, Jaden Els got the whole shot in the WOW class.
Let's talk about the bikes for the afternoon session. Obviously the quads are going to open up the track, so all the lines are going to be perfect, but we're going to dust up in the afternoon for sure.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, there will be some dust this afternoon, but not too much. Like I've seen when we were marking, before and after the rain. Before the rain I had to spring clean my bucket for 2 hours. After the rain it's clean, so much less dust, but I'm sure there will be some dust, but not that much of an issue. What we actually did is we overmarked because of the dust. So yes, I walked in a tight section about 10 meters from a path to put the markers in.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we're in good shape.
We're in good shape.
Okay.
Ready to race.
Let's get out there and climb those ladders. Wild Class gave us some huge entries of the day and a nice mixture of bicycles, age category riders, new and old as well. Matthias Tiempot was out there doing a number 10 ride, doing a little bit of double duty, making sure that he gets the most out of the Forge Racing Championship. Get him on point to get ready for the GXCCs. Corbin Lindsay was into a number 9 with Jaden Els, the whole shot superstar, dropping down to a number 8 ride eventually. Rob Gowdy into a number 7. Revant Small and then Madison Gowdy into a number 5 ride. Nicholas Smith, who's one of the stalwarts of the Forge Racing Championship, brought the Yami up to a number 4 ride. One of the best rides we've seen coming out of him. Louis Lowe danced his KTM machine up to a number 3 ride. Definitely enjoyed the varied and mixed terrain out here at the lake. Dwayne Fritz Van Sale having a good run off the gate as well, showing us that whole shot racing does help you out. Dwayne taking a number 2 ride. 3 laps counted for him, so didn't stay on the lead lap. The lead lap was dominated by none other than Liam Skippers, the factory Honda CIT rider, getting the job done, showing that a little 85 can bring the pain on a technical track layout like this. That will boost his confidence as well as he goes forward to the remainder of the season. Bar banging racing action for our ladies. Skylar Filyoun took a number 10 ride, working our way through the tech zones. Once again, the ladies giving us the biggest lady entry I think we have seen in cross-country and hare scramble racing in about 5 seasons now. Cherise Enslin enjoyed her time on the bars as well. The little legs working hard in the tech zones. Same story for Shelley Compon, as she took it to a number 8. Bernie Bester taking it nice and steady on loop number 1 as she learned the layout of the track and then picked up pace throughout the rest of the day. All the ladies inside the top 10 tagging home a 3-lap racing count. Nikki Frampton was a number 6 ride with the pocket rocket Nicole Duplessis, fading towards the end of the race unfortunately, dropping down to a number 5 ride. And her mud bath buddy up the road from her, Gabriella Fotheringham, having actually one of her best rides of the season. As she starts to get a little bit more comfortable with the big bike. 4th place for her and not too far off a top 3 podium. Only losing out by 6 minutes to Monia de Toy. Monia bringing out the little 125cc gas machine. Good enough on the high-speed stuff, but super easy to ride in the tech zones. Zaria Farid has started to become a very rounded rider this season as well on the Yami, switching last year from the 125 Smoker to the 250 Thumper. Zaria got it done to a number 2 spot. That keeps her in good shape for the championship. And then the first official Forge Racing Iron Woman of the season, Nali Carly Simon, wins out on the quads in the morning and then brings the 350 to the top step in the afternoon. The perfect day on the saddle. The Masters category racers, Mark Lightfoot. The Lightfoots always joining us at every single round for the Forge Racing and the Farm Jam Racing Championships. So Marky putting in some seat time here. 10th spot for him. Not too far off the back wheel of Craig Hubbock. Lightfoot doing 2 laps on the racing count. Hubbock and the majority of the Masters tagging 3 laps of racing, with the top 3 running on the lead pro lap. That's 4 laps racing counted. Isaac Peltzer, a couple of stall outs in the slower zones in the forest, where the riders were starting to come in towards the end of the lap. Willem King took the big gas up to a number 7 ride. This is Willem starting to just learn his machine, enjoy his time on the bike. Jacco Oosthuizen brought it inside of the magical top 6 on the P73. Can't miss him out there in the Lumo gear. JJ Duvall finding some strategic areas to take a drink. With a sprint lap like this, it was very hard to find those points where you could actually rest on the track. most riders going for a drink bottle in the pits rather than trying to find their hydration system out there on the course. Peter Compan found the tech terrain to his liking and brought home one of the best rides we've seen out of him on the season to a number 4. With another one of the VW Mastercars top riders, Dick Bessinger on the C699 Smoker inside of the top 3 once again. He stayed on the lead lap as well, tagging 4 laps on the race count. The big guy for Tracks Racing KTM, Furnace Swanepoel, had a really good gate as well. Got his fueling and his pit stop strategy spot on. Brought home a credible number 2 ride. All these guys will be counting all the points like pennies as we head to the final round of the season in just over a month's time. Charles Van Roy, though, showing what he can do. Elbows high, looking good as he brings home that motocross racing style. Put over 10 minutes into his nearest rival to get another win on the Masters Gate. Staying with our senior category riders as we start to climb the ladder. Seniors, these guys ain't slow, believe you me. Mornay Frampton had some problems on the day, only bringing home 1 lap at the end of the day. With Gerard Hamse, 2 laps counted for him as the tech zones were the undoing of many riders. A little bit of roadblock in there, but nothing too bad. We had plenty of Ford Racing marshals and assistants in the tech zones to make sure everyone was moving on forwards. Rudolf Stein took it to a number 8 ride. 2 laps counted on the scoreboard for him. Jannie Potgieter, spare a thought for Jan Man. He was out front and gone. But the late race crash sent him to the number 7 position. We'll keep him in our thoughts as he goes through a little bit of panel beating. But it does sound like Jan Man will be back and stronger than ever in the 2024 season. So Potgieter with the number 7 ride. Michael Muller up to a number 6 with that. Stephen Kutzer to a number 5. Good grouping and bunching of the seniors running inside of the top 5, running very similar lap times. Alex Buerter credited with one of his best rides of the season to a number 4 finish on the 157 and up the road from him. Chris Hamse Sr., the main man from VW Mastercars Hatfield. The captain getting it done once again to a number 3 ride. That will keep him in the championship hunt as we head to the final round of the season, looking much more comfortable on his new KTM machine. Johannes Albertus getting a little bit crossed up and loose in the number 2 spot as he tried to close things down on eventual race winner JJ Rousseau. So just never looked out of shape. Had to use a couple of riders for traction every now and again, but other than that, alles was mooi. The C93 of Rousseau danced and pushed in a very aggressive way to get his way forward, get one of his best rides of the season. Climbing the ladder then into the Pinners, the OR3 category, giving us a real fun mixture of machinery and rider talent across the board. 3 laps counted for Peter Colin. 10th place for him, with Leonard van der Berg up the road in the single digits on a number 9 ride. Ethan Peltzer, we've seen Peltzer run inside the top 5 before, so unfortunately a track that didn't suit his particular style of riding. Although he did stay on the lead lap, 4 laps counted for Peltzer and everyone above. First of those was number 7 coming in for Brooklyn, Lilford, on the B525. Remember, a lot of guys using the Forge Racing Championship to get themselves dialed in, bike setup and rider setup as well, as they go forward to chase the rest of the championship racing tour. Junior Oosthuizen, in his first full season of big bike racing, historically out there on Austrian equipment, now making the big switch across to the Yammies. 6th place for him, shows that he still knows what he's doing when it comes to stretching the cable. Rickers Annandale, crossed up and fun with Nathan Godrich. We expect Nate Dogg to be running inside the top 2 at least, but couldn't get himself fired up and going. And the guy from Godrich Toyota, dropping down to an eventual number 4 ride. That's going to hurt his championship aspirations as he moves forward into the last round of the season. Ron Opperman robbing some valuable points off the dude as he walked away with a number 3 ride, with Dion Van Stad taking it to a number 2. Van Stad is really coming on strong this season as well. I think it's a little bit too late to do anything about the championship, but anything can and will happen in cross-country hare scramble racing. We look forward to the final bit of action in just over a month's time. Jean-Andre Bosch seems to be really nicely set up now. Swung a leg onto Husqvarna at the beginning of the season. Took a couple of rounds to get himself used to the bike. Since then, he's been coming on and coming on strong. Watch out for Van Stad and Godrich to take it to the wire at the final round. Up the road and into the OR2s. Again, a nice mixture of riding standards and equipment. Christian van der Merwe to a number 10 ride, with Danny Pienaar into a number 9. 4-lap counted from Dan the Man, and a full racing count of 2 hours and 11 minutes on the ball. Billy Olivier for Forge Racing, rocking and rolling the colours of Forge, dancing the bike out and up and through all of the zones on the track. Heinrich Herbst was up the road from him into a number 7. Xander Myberg always inside of the big numbers on the countback. 6th place for Xander. The track opened up quite nicely. Thankfully, a little bit of breeze did pick up after around about lap number 2, heading into lap number 3, which allowed the riders to see exactly where they were going and hunt down their competition. Ocker Hennep to a number 5, with big Brendan Herbst dominating up into a number 4 ride. Cool to have Brendan back on the pipe as well. Big guy, walking around with a spaghetti wrist most of the season. It'll be his first time out, showing what he can do. Not at full fitness, but the pace is still strong. Estienne Kutzer took some big cheese to get a number 3 ride count going. That's going to see him in good shape towards the end of the season as well. And then Vincent Van Rooy, not able to emulate what Dad did in the Masters Gate. The 2nd place is a close run thing for the father and son pairing of the Van Rooys. Vincent race time putting him just 5 minutes off the eventual race win. But for a motocross crossover, that ain't bad going. Jerome Stubbs got the cheese, ran the numbers, had the fastest lap times of the OR2 gate. And a bit of a Johnny-come-lately to the championship. Starting to become a big threat on the score sheet as he walks away with a dominating win here at Aston Lake. Into the Big Banger OR1s, Jason Lightfoot having some problems out there on the course, only completing 1 racing lap. Some rare mechanicals holding him back on the day. Stefan Labuskakny, who halfway through the season swung a leg on the big Husqvarna and looks super comfortable. 3-lap racing count for Steph. 6th place on the score sheet. Not too far behind a good riding buddy of his as well. Also up there from the Middelburg region, Johan Bosch taking number 5 ride, just off the back wheel of Toy de Toy. The top 4 riders staying on the lead, top 4 lap count. Jacques Oosthuizen enjoying his time, putting it out there on the back wheel. Whenever you see these guys having fun on the bike, you know they are in the zone and laying down the laps with ease. Toy in 4th place, Oosthuizen in 3rd, and Drickus van der Merwe out now on the big 450. 2nd place ride in the morning session and a 2nd place ride in the afternoon session, showing that this guy's fitness program has 0 holes. The guy is a machine. But there was one rider better, Berries, getting a rare hole shot and getting fired up for the rest of the day, rolling onto the back wheel of the majority of the pro field as well, taking a dominating win in the OR1s. Vernon Nordia for Vans Racing Husky. that takes us up to the pro gate where the guys were throwing down the big numbers in the afternoon session. Matty Snyman, the two-stroke superstar, running out of VW Mastercars Hatfield. 10th place ride for him. Had some issues on the day, only tagging 3 laps on the count. Elru van der Westhuizen, more of an extreme riding superstar, decided to come out and play the game. Stayed on a number 4 lap count and a number 10 finish. Ash Engelbrecht, privateer on the big Honda. Not the perfect track for him. He likes it a little bit faster than that. And it showed in his results, dropping down to a number 8 ride. With Francois Swanepoel for Spherical Logistics on the Husky. Deciding this season not to line up in the age group category. Historically a master rider, but decided to come and play with the pros. 7th place for him. GG, Graham Cruyff back on the big gas. After something like a season and a half out in the wilderness, showed that he has still got the skills to pay the bills. Fitness was a bit of a problem towards the end of the day though, dropping down to a number 6 finish eventually. Kevin Jens van Rensburg, no issues for him. Got a sweet spot set up on the Yami. Was running inside the top 3 at the end of lap number 1. So had an incredible early run on the day, but eventually faded backwards. Speed-up Mastercars Hatfield on the big 450 KTM. Brendan Kotzer putting in some big lap times, but really badly overheated did the big guy on the 989, dropping down to a number 4 as the flag came out. Jandre Olivier, his teammate and good buddy, having some big issues throughout the season mechanical wise, but this time around no issues. Stayed with the leaders, eventually taking a number 3 ride. 4 lap count for him. With the top 2 riders staying on the pro lap. That was 5 laps counted. Wiley Human, out in the wilderness, haven't seen this guy racing in something like over a decade, and he caught a lot of people napping. Super fast lap times, incredible race pace, and didn't really drop off too bad towards the end. Kept eventual race winner John Buerta extremely honest. Johnny had his head on the swivel all day long going, who is that dude? But once again, it was the winner of round number 3, who is a repeat winner at round number 4. The factory Honda rider on the CIT Franchise Co. Craft Honda. Big John Buerta hammering the nail, putting the hurt on the rest of the field. But he was pushed harder than ever this time around, and he knows it.
Okay, Willie came out banging. Tell me about that track, dude.
Yes, it's fast, eh? It's really fast. I'm not used to riding the big bike. I'm from a 254 stroke, 06 model. My 3rd race back since 2003. I've been racing last, so getting on the fitness to get back on racing next year. Looking forward to a big year next year.
Nice little sprint track for you to get warmed up.
Yeah? Especially on this 500 day. The horses help you all the way. Some places you get about 168, 167, pinning it down.
You saw Johnny all day, but your oaks were gone, eh?
Yes. And the start, he roosted me so badly. I think I've got blisters, my arms. And he just keeps on going. And I said, just bite. Hold on. I said, no, let me let go. He just carries on. And we both overshoot one ride, and we cut across the middle field, and then we go again. Racing was like but he's too fast there.
Johnny B, bit of a short day, but wild day, hey? You were under pressure there.
Yeah, I didn't have a good start through this mud pit, and I had to catch up about 3 positions. But yeah, when I caught up to the front, I got lost twice, but yeah, after that I settled in and yeah, just kept it there.
Bit of a wild track, eh? Like a real sprint track.
Real sprint track, real rough. Started cramping at the end there, but yeah, I was keen to do 2 more laps.
Sorry, not the perfect track for you, but still good numbers.
Was baie lekker geweest. Was lekker vinnig en daar was bietjie soos 'n Farm Jam vibe daar binne toe daar klippe gekom het. Was baie lekker.
Oh, we were thinking about you in the forest there.
Yeah, it was nice.
The rest of the girls were on the pipe though. You're a little bit down on horsepower, so I thought some of the 350s might come through.
Ja, ek was bietjie agter op die eerste lap. Toe vang ek in, ek weet nie eers hoeveel stek is nie, maar hulle het my 'n go gegee.
How cool was it this morning? I could not believe how many girls lined up.
Jo, I was scared.
Let's go through the shopping list then. The pro category going to Buerta ahead of Human, Olivier, Kutzer and Van Rensburg, taking us to the magical top 5. GG just outside the numbers with a number 6. OR1's Vernon Nordier, Very's getting it done on the Husky. That'll cheer him up as well. He's been looking for a big result, beating out on Van der Merwe, Oosthuizen, De Toy and Bosch. OR2 category sees Jerome Stubbs climb the ladder. He is a big threat now with Vincent Van Rooy, Kutzer, Herbst, Kenop and Myberg. OR3s, Jean-Andre Bosch is now the rider to beat in the championship as we fly towards the final round of the season. Van Stad, Opperman and Godrich. Bad day at the office for Godrich. He needs to bounce back hard at the final round. For the seniors category, JJ Rousseau kept his nose nice and clean, beating out on the rest of the field. Homsa down there into a number 3 spot. That's going to keep his championship hopes alive. For the Masters category, Charles Van Rooy showing what he can do with the elbows nice and high, putting the hurt on the rest of the field. Swanepoel, Passenger, Pompan and Duval to the top 5. Ladies sees a new winner on the tour when it comes to the two-wheel side at least. Gnarly Carly Simon getting it done and becoming our first official Iron Woman champion as she beats out Farie, DeToy, Fotheringham and Duplessis. For the wild class, Liam Skeepers. Bit of history in the making there. The first time we've seen an 85cc big wheel beat out on the big bikes in the wild class. And that was round number 4 of the Forge Racing Championship in 2023. Aston Lake delivering the goods once again as we stare down the barrel of the end of the 2023 Forge Racing Championship season. One more round to go. Hold your breath. The rains should be coming and the action will be hot as ever. So that's what went down at Forge Racing, the final round of their championship. They've got one more round on the cards. That's going to come up in around about a month or so's time. So watch the press. Hollywood Hills will give you all the news on the venue and the confirmed date. But all is looking good for them to close out on their 2023 championship. Forge has been a bit of a revelation this year. Really cool to see a new home for the quads as well as giving them options out of the GXCCs and the other events up in the Northwest. Right, so let's turn our attention now to the Gxccs, their upcoming event this weekend, and that's going to be up in Rustenburg. The last time we raced in Rusties, it was super dry and dusty, but very, very, very hot, like 35 degrees, and it looks like we're in the middle of another big banger heat wave until the rains start coming around the corner and over the mountains to us. So stay hydrated and get those entries in for that. As always, we'll be on the line with you guys, making everyone famous for the juniors, the quads, and of course, the motorcycles racing out there. When we come up for air out of the Gxccs, we get ready to close in on the final round of the Farm Jams. That's going to be out at Loskop Dome. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll go out and catch up with Leon and Rowan and the Farm Jam boys to see what's on the page for them. And that's going to be a double header round. So you cannot miss that if you're in the hunt for the championship. Still plenty on the page for Hollywood Hills in the 2023 championship. Catch you later. See you on the line.